Have you ever had one of those mornings where everything just feels wrong? You wake up late, you rush through breakfast, and the world seems to move faster than you can handle. That's exactly how Daniel's day began. It was a cold winter morning. The sky was painted gray, and the wind bit through his coat as he hurried down the crowded street. In one hand, Daniel clutched his cup of coffee. In the other, his phone flashed with notifications, reminders of deadlines, missed messages, and a meeting he was already late for. He wasn't thinking about anything except how to get to work on time. But life, as it often does, had a different plan for him that day. As Daniel turned a corner, he noticed an old woman trying to cross the street. Her grocery bags were heavy, and her frail hands trembled as she struggled to carry them. People walked past her without even glancing, each person too busy in their own world, eyes glued to their screens, hearts closed in the rush of city life. For a brief moment, Daniel hesitated. He thought, I'm already late. I can't stop now. He almost kept walking, but something deep inside whispered, just help her. That small, quiet voice made him stop. He looked back at the woman again, and in that instant, the world around him seemed to slow down. Daniel placed his coffee on the ground and approached her gently. Excuse me, ma'am, he said softly, let me help you with those bags. The old woman looked up, her tired eyes filled with surprise. For a moment, she didn't say anything, maybe because she wasn't used to strangers stopping to help anymore. Then, slowly, a warm smile spread across her face. Thank you, young man, she said in a shaky voice. People don't stop anymore, not these days. Those simple words pierced Daniel's heart. People don't stop anymore. He didn't realize until then how true that was. Everyone was in a hurry, rushing through life, chasing goals, checking notifications, but forgetting what it means to just be kind. He carried her groceries down the street, step by step, while she told him about her day, her family, and how much she missed having someone to talk to. It wasn't a long walk, maybe 5 minutes, but those 5 minutes changed something inside Daniel. When they reached her small apartment, she looked at him with watery eyes and said, "You've got a good heart, son. The world needs more people like you." Daniel smiled, a little embarrassed but deeply moved. "It's nothing, ma'am. I'm just glad I could help." She nodded slowly and said, "It's never nothing, dear. Kindness is always something." He waved goodbye, picked up his coffee, and started running again, still late for work, but somehow, the weight on his shoulders felt lighter. His heart was warm in the cold air. He couldn't stop thinking about her words. It's never nothing. Kindness is always something. When Daniel finally reached the bus stop, the bus was just leaving. He sighed, realizing he'd have to wait for the next one. Normally, he would have been angry, frustrated that he was even later now. But not today. Today, he just smiled and sat on the bench. For the first time in a long while, he felt peaceful. He watched people rushing by, horns blaring, phones ringing, faces lost in the noise of the city. And he thought about how easily we forget the power we hold in simple gestures, a smile, a kind word, a moment of care. He realized that helping that woman hadn't just made her day better, it had changed his too. Sometimes, kindness doesn't need a plan or a reason. It doesn't require big actions or grand gestures. It's as simple as stopping for someone when no one else does. And that's what Daniel learned that cold morning, that the smallest act of kindness can create the biggest warmth in the coldest heart. When the next bus arrived, Daniel stepped on board with a smile that refused to fade. He didn't know it yet, but this one small act was the beginning of something bigger, something that would return to him in ways he couldn't imagine. But for now, all he knew was this: he had helped someone who needed it, and that made his world a little brighter. Before he walked into his office that day, he looked up at the sky and whispered, "Maybe being late isn't always a bad thing." Because if he hadn't stopped, he would have missed a beautiful reminder. That no matter how busy life gets, there's always time for kindness. And that one small act can truly change your day.